How's it going, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here. We're at the first annual San Francisco Amp Show, and I am here with Chris from Dusky Electronics. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
So we got this amp right here, which I've seen in Premier Guitar recently. Tell us a little bit about the D20.
All right. Well, the D20 stands for deuterium oxide, which is the chemical formula for heavy water. And it's called that because this amp is heavy, but it's clear. So I designed it for really big, clean sounds, but when you overdrive it, it does really interesting things. It's a brand new design, but it's what I call a classic architecture. So it's pretty short signal path, clean preamp, running right into a power section. So the power section distorts first. And it's got very flexible tone controls. Why don't you play a little bit and we'll just run down?
Sure.
We'll just sort of run down the controls and you can hear what they do.
Sure. We're going to twiddle some knobs and I'm going to tickle the strings. Very cool, very full.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, maybe we can sort of explain just a little bit what's going on here. So, so the bass and the treble controls are in the first stage. So they're kind of their own tone stack. It's called a James tone stack. This mid control is totally passive, so all the way up it's flat, and it's basically a broad notch filter for what I call the mud frequencies, so the lower mids. And so as you bring it back, it's a way to sort of clean things up and get rid of sort of muddy frequencies, which is especially useful on Les Pauls and guitars like that. And then this cut knob is a Vox style cut control. It's in the power amp section. And so that's particularly useful. It's good for like sort of compensating for different speaker cabinets or rooms. It also is good if you crank the amp and you're getting some good power tube distortion. This can help kind of take the edge off the top end if sort of smooth things out a little bit. Got a Pine speaker cabinet, the warehouse speaker in it. It's great sounding. I auditioned a ton of speakers and chose that one because it was my favorite.
Well, I can attest that I think this thing sounds good, so you made a good choice.
Well, thank you very much.
So, Chris, tell us where we can find more info about the D20 and the pedals that you have down on the floor. Where can people go to find more info on all that?
Okay, well, I have a website. It's duskyamp.com, or if you just Google Dusky Electronics, I'm easy to find. We got all kinds of information there, including links to the Premier Guitar review of the D20, where we won a Premier Gear Award, which we're pretty excited about.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here first, guys. And until next time, Sean Pierce Johnson, cheers.